Today marks 1269 days shared lessons I learned and continue to learn with all of you. My hope that these insights will inspire you, support your dreams, help achieve your goals, and empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about two ideas, and that is illusion and reality. Illusion and reality. And I was reading about illusion and reality and why people live in illusion rather than reality, even though that reality is so much better. And I was reading that illusion is built very early age. And of course, when we're growing up and when we are children and we are very young, we're not having capacity to handle difficult situations, difficult problems, difficult pains, and we do not even understand what's going on and at a very young age. So what we do, start creating illusions around the things. We want to hide it in illusions. And that's in the moment when you start creating illusions about the problems, and that sometimes it creates a pattern, a pattern or programming regarding that topic, regarding the life, how you make decisions, how you hide from the problems, how you create illusions about the problem. So that means you need to understand that the more pain you had in the past, most likely the more illusions will need to take care of your life to heal, to overcome those, to make sure that we're able to bring reality in our life. Illusions are great things, and sometimes it gives our hope and all the things because when there's nothing to hold on to, it doesn't matter what you hold on to. Even illusion's great. It's like illusion could be a great start, but it's never a great finish. Illusion could be a great start, but it's never a good finish. So today I will share a couple of examples where it could be illusion is stopping us from really having the great things in our lives because there's so many areas of our lives could be influenced by illusion. So number one is that believe that he is my soulmate. He just needs time to change. This is again illusion because I think this could come from fear of abandonment, uh, maybe fantasy of love stories. But what is reality? Reality is that if he's not showing up for me, or if she's not showing up for me, I'm holding on to potential, not the person. So that means that I'm thinking about this person's potential, and I think that there are so many people, so many of us, really thinking and looking into a person. And I think that is a great thing to see potential. People treat a person as it could be, but if a person is not changing, if this person is not willing to change, and you can see that after months they just still exactly the same way, we start to really understand that this is a person that probably will be there in those areas because again there's potential in some areas and some people not able to change their things, and that's totally fine. So that means we need to understand that we need to have that self-worth, emotional honesty, and say that I love the potential of this person, not the person itself. So now if I want to stay there, that means that I need to change myself because if it's non-negotiable, I think that we need to really come to reality. Like I'm not able to stay here because non-negotiables, and the person is not willing to change, and I need to understand that it's I fall in love with the potential rather than the person itself. When I think about success and ambition, there's of course a lot of illusions as well, and I think that's probably one of the biggest illusions is when I will achieve this goal. When I achieve this goal, I will be happy. And a lot of time is driven by scarcity mindset, maybe cultural programming, but most likely people already know that. Even though that it looks so real in your mind, really when I will achieve that, when I'll have that more money, when I'll have this and this and this, I will be happy. But that's not how it works. Every achievement gives momentary high, that's totally fine. But joy is truly in the process, in the growth, not the finish line. And I think that at that moment we're able to have that inner fulfillment no matter what's going on because if we're still in the process, we are able to be present. Because when you think about real achievement, it means that you're living now, but always thinking about the future. So you're not able to be present because your mind is always in the future, not current moment. And when your mind is in the future, not current moment, how that impacts the decision making process? Decision making process are weakened, and we're not able to make the best decisions that really leads to the best actions. That those best actions lead the faster to the future that we actually wanted in the first place. Third example, we love to do from self-image or identity, because people believe and have the delusion that I have to be positive all the time. I can't show weakness. And I think that's maybe it's come from societal expectations, maybe from shame, maybe fear of rejection. But that's not illusion. And I think that the people who are growing and improving, getting better, they realize that the really strength. A person who is really strong is able to be strong and vulnerable at the same time. And I think that every single person is allowed to feel everything. I think that's really what shows that authenticity and emotional maturity, because people who are emotionally mature, they're able to overcome their emotions very fast. They acknowledge it, they feel it, they allow that emotion go through it. But people who deny emotions a lot of times keep that emotion locked it for a long, long time, and they're not able to release it. And emotional maturity is being able to be strong, being able to experience emotions. Now, I understand that in a short period of time you can shut emotion when you are in a very high stakes situations, but when you are not in high stakes situations, you need to hold that. You're able to release that. I think that's very, very powerful, and that's again what I need to work on as well. Next one I do is spirituality and meaning. I think that sometimes people have a belief, an illusion that spirituality will protect me from pain. Spirituality will protect me from pain. But that's not what it is. I think that a lot of times people believe that people who have spirituality, religion, they have for some reason less pain. No, I think that's the total illusion, because I think that what spirituality teaches is that even though that I'm going through pain, I'm not turning away from it. I'm going through it because I know that there is a reason for it and there is like a benefit out of that pain. That means that people who have spirituality, and that's a reality, is that pain, that suffering is used for the better. Because probably you've heard that suffering could make you bitter or it can make you better. And spirituality allows to really make that suffering some allows that suffering to use as a fuel for transformation, for evolution, for all the things that really makes a person better. And that's the beautiful thing. Really being able to be present and surrender. But I think that that's a lot of times people fear of suffering, and then they believe that spirituality will allow them to give that free ticket of no suffering. But that's not what it is. I'll never will be that way. And life in general, I think that people believe, and I think that's the reason is that everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. I think that people just need serenity, and I think that's not true. Not everything has for a reason. I think that some things just are, but I think that just happens. I think that's just the only thing that we're able to really choose how we respond to it, and that means again it shows surrender. It shows responsibility. That means it doesn't matter what happens. You choose responsibility because if something happens for a reason, it means almost a destiny. I don't believe in destiny. I believe in free will, and I believe that every single person chooses what to do with them. And of course, and I believe in given hearts. And you never know. There is always luck and choice that there's meets together where early success happens. I truly believe that there's luck included, and there is being able to really use your cards in the best possible way. I think it's when you're able to handle life through reality lenses, not illusion lenses, because I think that it is very easy to be in illusion. As I mentioned, that people have tendency to create illusions when they are struggling, when they go through pain. But when they finish that pain, sometimes those illusions stay. And that's why we sometimes we always need to reflect and see, like, do we live on illusions? What kind of illusions do I live by? Maybe I need to look into, is that actually true about my capacity, about my strengths? Maybe I have illusion about myself, about my skills, abilities, and now when I'm able to really look into the mirror and ask ourselves, is that illusion? Is that actually who I am? Or this is reality? Because it might be that reality will be painful. It will hurt when you realize that maybe you are not as good as you thought. But it's freeing. It's freeing because you are finally able to understand where you're actually at. Because when you know where you're at, that's such a powerful thing, because your awareness is that's probably one of the most important key things, because When you're aware, when you know exactly where you are, now you're able to make a perfect plan to get to the best position. And people who are probably better than you are, but they do not have awareness, they will lose. But if you have awareness and you're not as good as you would love to be, but you have awareness, that's again creating a plan and executing on a plan will allow you to outperform majority of people. So I hope you should reflect as well. What kind of things that you feel that it might be illusions in your life, and what is actually reality? Because we're able to really look into all the aspects and the most important aspects of life: that's emotional health, physical health, it's mental health, spiritual health. All those things are very, very important, and financial health as well. We might be living on some kind of illusions that is not actually helping us, and being able to look into reality, what's really is happening in your life. And when you look into those fire helps, it helps. I think that is very, very important to really move to reality, to be more present and really make things happen. So I hope you just win, and see you tomorrow.